Hey everyone, if you're like me and you love scrolling through EV-centric content on YouTube, you might have seen a couple of videos recently about smoke coming out of one of these things right here, a NEMA 1450 outlet. And like me and 4 out of 5 EV owners, if you charge at home using a level 2 EVSE, you probably felt that pit in your stomach. Now, I'm not here to cast aspersions. I'm not going to reference the videos that got me thinking about this. Both of these content creators are good folks, and neither one of them did anything wrong in their videos. I want to make that very, very, very clear. I just wanted to know more. So, as Mama Odie would say, I had to dig a little deeper into the story. That's what I do here at Jim's EV Adventures. I cut through the hard sell and I look at all the details and then turn it into something most of us should do, including me. So let's plug in and juice up. So here are the essential details of this story, and as is the case in 99% of these almost fire stories involving a NEMA 1450 outlet, there are more than one or two problems. In this particular video, the 1450 was not a standard 1450 outlet, compliant for use in an EV like this one is. See that little EV symbol there? It was installed back in the early 2010s, and that detail made my antenna go up on a personal level because of this NEMA 1450 outlet that used to be installed right over there. It also tapped into an existing dryer circuit. That's something you should never do for EV charging. The wiring was also undersized for the load. It used number 8 AWG versus the requirement of number 6 AWG. And even with those shortcuts, this outlet ran for over a decade before any issues appeared. That's honestly a miracle. The car and the EVSE both had built-in safety systems, and both detected the problem, and both shut down charging before anything caught fire. But the owner still smelled smoke, and there was a lot of charring on the wall. Despite what some would tell you, that is not a failure of plug-in charging. It was a failure due to an improper electrical installation. In fact, it's actually proof that quality components and smart cars can prevent small issues from becoming big ones. So there's your first win for this particular story. So instead of that pit in your stomach, here are some straightforward, actionable steps that every EV owner with a NEMA 1450 outlet and plug-in EVSE should follow right now. So let's do this together. And oh, by the way, this is your first action step. We're going to go right over here and look at one of my 1450 outlets. So let's do that. First, disconnect the circuit breaker that feeds your EV outlet. Second, remove the faceplate and carefully look inside where the connection is made to that outlet. Third, check for any discoloration, browning, melting, charring, or loose wires. And if you see any problems, immediately stop using that outlet and call an electrician. Fourth, if everything is okay, put everything back together. Fifth, I want you to re-energize the circuit. And the sixth and final step, start a charging session, and during that charge, about 30 minutes into it, feel the outlet and the plug. They should only be slightly warm and never too hot to touch. So there you have it, my friends, 6 easy steps to check out your NEMA 1450 outlet. And here are some good rules to remember. If it's on a 50 amp circuit like mine are, never pull more than 40 amps through that circuit. EV charging is considered a continuous load, and a continuous load is one that is defined as having the maximum current to flow through that circuit for 3 hours or more. So you should stay at or below 80% of that circuit rating. That's a maximum of 40 amps continuous on a 50 amp breaker. Also, ensure your circuit is dedicated, not shared with anything else. That circuit should not be shared with dryers, welders, or other appliances on that same breaker or the same wiring. Sharing creates overload risks and violates code for EV setups. So here is what I did for my old 1450 outlet. Now this one is from about 2011, 2012. So it was made before EV standards became the narrative in the 1450 outlet wars, so to speak. But this one was made for RVs. It was made for a continuous load. It was rated at 50 amps. And for the past 7 years, this outlet has carried 32 to 40 amps of charging into the Bolt and the Ioniq 5. But I recently replaced it with this outlet. This, as you can see, has an EV rating, and it is quite the much heavier, and I'll show you all this on screen. So let's go through that replacement that I did right over here last night. Okay, let's do this thing. The first step again is to disconnect the circuit breaker. Then we're going to move to the outlet and give it a real quick inspection on the outside, see if there's any melting, any type of problem whatsoever that's indicated that would require the wires to be replaced once we get into it. These are the tools you're going to need. You're going to need a torque setting device of some kind, either a ratchet or screwdriver. And you're also going to need a wire gauge to make sure that you have 6 AWG. Finally, when you get over there and start messing around with it, make sure you don't have any bleed over on that circuit from another circuit. So I pull out my trusty voltmeter and make sure there's no voltage on these wires at all before I even break into the outlet itself. Next, I'm going to remove the outlet cover, and it was kind of behind a board there, as you can see, but it still came out okay. Then I'm going to remove the outlet itself. And once I get that outlet out, I'm going to double check that wiring once again to make sure those wires are in excellent shape. Any charring, any browning, anything whatsoever that shows excess heat has gone through that wiring, it's not going to be reused, it's going to be replaced. And then finally, I'm going to disconnect the old 1450 outlet from the wiring itself. And then I'm going to measure to make sure this is actually 6 AWG wiring that I have installed, and you can see that it is. Next, the hard part, putting on the new 1450 outlet. It is hard to work with 6 AWG wire if you've never worked with it before, and I can promise you it takes quite a bit of strength to get this thing connected. And once it is connected, once you have it connected hand tight, you're going to break out your trusty torque screwdriver or torque wrench. You're going to set it to 75 inch-pounds, and you're going to put the thing into each wire and torque it to 75 inch-pounds. That doesn't sound like much, but I promise you, it's a lot easier said than done. Once everything is torqued, you put it back in and reinstall the cover and then re-energize the circuit. I plugged it in, started charging my car. 30 minutes later, I came out. I felt of everything. Yes, there's going to be a little bit of warmth. You're talking about 32 amps of power going through a 240 volt outlet. So yes, it's going to warm up some, but it should not be too warm that you cannot touch it. And that's about it. The bottom line, if you're installing a new EVSE, a hardwired level 2 version is the most common and recommended choice for daily use. But know this, A quality NEMA 1450 plug-in setup, like I have here, works well for many, especially if you use an EV rated outlet like this one. You also need the proper wiring, 6 AWG. And you should be using an AFCI GFCI circuit. That's arc fault circuit interrupter, ground fault circuit interrupter on your breaker. So if there's an arc anywhere in that line, it'll shut it off. And always, always, always use a licensed electrician. Although I did this installation myself and I've tested it, I have a licensed and bonded electrician coming to check and certify my work. When you are dealing with high power, that's the smart thing to do. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I'm the kind of guy who likes to take the shortest route from point A to point B. And I don't mince words. Virtually all of the Almost Fire videos I have watched center around a circuit that was not installed properly, or an installation that used the wrong outlet, or the outlet was on a shared circuit. There's always something wrong in these Almost Fire stories. These stories are cautionary tales, but the solution offered at the end of these inspections always seems to be you gotta have a hardwired EVSE. And while that is the best option, I want you to know it's not the only option. So I'm gonna give you 3 takeaways today. So number 1, plug-in charging is not always dangerous. It simply must be done the right way from the start with a proper outlet and a torqued installation. Number 2, if you have a NEMA 1450 outlet, it needs to be inspected periodically, just like we did earlier in the video. And number 3, never ever take shortcuts. The 2 EVSEs that I use for the Bolt and the Ioniq 5 are set to 32 amps and are plugged into a NEMA 1450 outlet. By choice and not out of necessity. I'm only putting 65% of the maximum load through these outlets, and they should last for years. 99.5% of my charging is done overnight, so charging at just 8 kilowatts is just as effective as charging at 10 or 12 kilowatts. It's 4.5 hours versus 3 hours. It's no big deal because I'm asleep anyway. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. If you have a NEMA 1450 outlet, go do the inspection I mentioned. It takes 15 minutes or less. And yes, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Wait, what? No, that's not right. Those 15 minutes will help keep your home safe and give you real peace of mind. Drop in the comments what you find. Was your setup on a dedicated circuit? Do you have an EV rated outlet? What amperage are you pulling? Was there any damage? Let's share real world data instead of just scary stories. Stay safe, keep charging, and drive electric. And I will see you on the shortest route from point A to point B. Now, hurry up, vamos, get up and go do your inspection. This is important stuff. And thanks for watching. I'll see you all real soon.